Hello, you are watching the latest edition of DBE TV News. Thank you for watching this bulletin every Friday on the DBE TV channel 122 on OpenView at 12 p.m. and on the Department of Basic Education's YouTube channel. Remember to share the link with your friends, family and anyone in your circles. Welcome, I am Tsehohajo Moafi. In our top stories this week, the KwaZulu-Natal province is in mourning after 20 people, including 18 learners, die in a horror accident. Minister Angie Motshekga speaks after attending the various summits in New York. Deputy Minister Dr. Regina Mhaule attends the TB conference in Durban. And the Eastern Cape Education Department officially launches the new kitchen at Tandulwazi Primary School in the Buffalo City municipality. Please note the following story could upset some sensitive viewers. Acting KwaZulu-Natal Premier Nomagugu Simelane has urged learners to express their feelings and to cry if they need to. This after a horrific accident on the N2 highway in Pongola claimed the lives of 20 people, 18 learners between the ages of 6 and 12 years and 2 adults. They were traveling from school to home on Friday afternoon, the 9th of September, when a truck collided head-on with the bakkie they were traveling in. Briefing the acting premier and MECs, the KwaZulu-Natal Police's Major General Thulani Gonya explained what they found on the scene left them distraught.
Premier, kwakuyisini ebinzima kakhulu nakuthina, whereby bodies of young babies scattered all over. Kubikeka ekutheni kube nezinto eziwu-21. Sithe masichecka sithi recheck again, kwakuyiphathi yebhodi yafakwa kwi-bag sayitshela ukuthi isitulo esiphelele, kanti cha, there are 20 bodies, not 21. I think I should make that record clear. Ukuthi akusiyona 21 20 bodies. Izolo sichecked together with Department of Health, and this morning we double check and we are satisfied ukuthi izidumbu ezikhona zu-20. Phambili kwakuhlela udriver uneminyaka u-19, naye owashona instantly. Ehleli lo teacher owayefundisa in one of the schools. Engakusho without going much on ama details, umsolwa lo wathi yenzeka le incident, then he disappeared. Saqinisa inhlaka sisebenzisana nomphakathi, and he surrendered himself on Saturday. And this morning we appeared in Kantolo, and the case has been postponed to the 26th for bail application.
Simelane was joined by MECs from Education, Social Development, Transport and Community Safety as they visited schools and families of the deceased and vowed to assist the families in any way they can. At Victoria's Independent School in Pongola, 10 learners passed away in the accident.
Ngiyafisa ke mina ingane zami ukuthi ngithi kunina uma ngabe ufila nje ukuthi you are feeling sad, you must cry. Niyezwa ingane zami? Whether umfana or intombazana ingayizwa leyo ukuthi abafana bakhali, niyezwa? Niyangizwa? When you feel sad, what must you do? When you feel sad, you can go to any teacher. Uyomtshela indlela ofila ngayo, angithi awudingi futhi ukuze wazi amagama amakhulu okuchaza ukuthi ufila kanjani. Ungamtshela nje ngaleso sikhathi ukhuluma naye ukuthi ufila kanjani. ufike nje kuyena umtshela ukuthi ngicela ukukhuluma nawe. Kwesinye isikhathi na ufika kuyena awudingi nanokukhuluma. If you just cry, uthisha will understand. Do you hear me? Do not lock your tears inside. Niyazwa ingane zami. Ningafakeli ngaphakathi ubuhlungu ngoba ubuhlungu ufuna sibukhiphele ngaphandle. Iyona ndlela ke esikwaziyo ukuthi sihile ngayo ngoba uma ngabe ubuhlungu ubuzwa ufuna ubuhlungu ubuzwe ube nayo indlela yokubukhiphela ngaphandle. Siyazi ke ukuthi lesimo enibhekene naso sizoba buhlungu kakhulu. Sizoba buhlungu futhi ningazi ukuthi nizothi naniyochaza nithi yini ebuhlungu ngangithi. Kodwa uzwe inhliziyo yakhe ibuhlungu nje. So uma ngabe ufila ngathi inhliziyo yakhe ibuhlungu kanjalo, ungabi namahloni, thola ikhona lakho wedwa noma uthola uthisha ozoya kuyena ufike nje ukhale kuyena uzo understand uthisha.
Simelane sent her condolences to the schooling community but had this request for teachers.
Ngiyacela ke to make a special request principal and the teachers ukuthi generally we always say teachers are parents to the learners that come to you. You are now going to have an extra burden of being parents, but of ensuring that you console them as well. In as much as we know you already have a huge responsibility, we are begging on you, we are asking that please accept that you are now given an extra responsibility. All these children are going to come to you, are going to need you to console them. Please be able to accept that. Because at this point when they are in school, they do not have any other parents but yourselves. It's unfortunate that they will come more than one or two at a time. Let's try and have the patience to speak to them and get to understand what they are going through. What is more difficult is that at this age, where they will not be able to understand what their feelings are. They will not be able to put into words what they are feeling. But tina nani, because we are adults, we must be able to understand and able to assist them to move through the process. We will provide the support as the provincial government. So in Department of Social Development already they are here. We might talk to them if they don't leave immediately so that they assist us with the grieving process. Because we know teachers are not qualified to deal with grieving. So you will need extra support. But you need extra support in the school because of the number of children that are affected.
All 18 learners will be buried on Saturday the 24th of September 2022. As the DBE TV News team, we send our deepest condolences to all families, friends and loved ones of those who lost their lives. Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga says the summits she has attended at the UN General Assembly have been beneficial to her and the basic education sector. The 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly is meeting for the first time in 3 years in person. The session began on the 20th of September and will conclude on the 26th of this month. South Africa is represented by various ministers. This year's theme, A Watershed Moment, Transformative Solutions to Interlocking Challenges, acknowledges the shared roots of crises such as COVID-19, climate change and conflict, and the need for solutions that build global sustainability and resilience.
No, we've been through very interesting summit sessions. Yesterday we had 4 sessions on education, which involved teachers, financing of education, women and children with special needs. And we're very privileged in South Africa that we presented in all 4 sessions and chaired some of the sessions. Today we're from the formal one where we really had all heads of state committing themselves to ensuring that we fast-track the agreements, we look at what COVID-19 had done to get international recovery, but more important, to get commitments from all heads of state, or from everybody, to prioritize education, resourcing education and supporting education to continue to be priority number 1 in the world.
When we return, we hear from Deputy Minister Dr. Regina Mhaule from the TB conference in Durban.
I am sure that you have the passion and the drive
to be the next DBE E-Cubed National Best Teacher for 2022. This year it works slightly differently in that you can nominate yourself or get your colleagues to enter themselves. WhatsApp the following number 060 060 3333. What you WhatsApp is NTA22 and follow the prompt. You can do this, so why don't you?
Research is showing that NSFAS supporting students on average are performing better than non-NSFAS supported students, which is also something that is very important because it says this almost complete wraparound program by government of NSFAS students is become very important. Also, the change from NSFAS being a loan to being a bursary has also made a very big difference because it has now even opened access to students, even in those institutions that were unaffordable in the earlier phase of NSFAS. Universities that have been more expensive, like University of Cape Town, Stellenbosch, Wits University, Pretoria, there's been a huge increase of the numbers of black students from poor families directly as a result of NSFAS and the kinds of difference that it has actually made.
Basic Education Deputy Minister Dr. Regina Mhaule has vowed that the department will embark on various activities to strengthen the TB response within schools. She was speaking during the 7th SA-TB conference held in Durban from the 13th to the 16th of September. The aim of the conference was to, among others, re-energize the TB community through in-person interaction of academic, governmental, non-governmental and civil society stakeholders to understand setbacks in TB control and research due to the COVID-19 pandemic and examine opportunities to get back on track. Mhaule said it is important for all departments to take part in the conference.
Since 1996, as a result of South Africa's compulsory education policy, many children attend school, and the high enrollment makes, as Julie has indicated, the high enrollment makes the school an appropriate place for increasing awareness in the community and providing targeted information about TB. Children of high school age with health literacy seek treatment and thus can also explain to other family members about the benefits of seeking treatment. Learners who are aware of TB symptoms and what is required to prevent transmission, including hygienic practices and the importance of ventilation, and promote treatment, can seek testing and treatment for themselves and also encourage family members to be tested for TB and to adhere to treatments. Therefore, as the Department of Basic Education, we are pledging here today in this meeting that we will be embarking on various activities to further strengthen the TB response. The department will strengthen its TB focus in the integrated school health program by ensuring that the routine measurements for TB prevention and control in schools are adequate, and our learners do receive TB checks at the time of enrollment.
She went on to explain what more the department will do to ensure there is more education about TB.
As the department will raise TB awareness, since knowledge of the disease is low, even in high-burden countries like our country, South Africa, we will be strengthening the curriculum by adding more TB content in the curriculum material like life orientation workbooks, as well as learning and teaching support materials. We will improve our health education and awareness campaigns about TB so that we can empower all the learners of South Africa by reviewing and updating all the available IEC material, developing new and digitalized it too in order to be available in current user platform like social media. We will continue with our participation on hosting of the TB commemoration activities.
Dr. Mhaule said the department pledges to fight the scourge of tuberculosis.
So through our infrastructure projects, the department will improve ventilation and reducing overcrowding in the school setting. With the established Child and Adolescent TB Working Group, that is part of the multi-sectoral South Africa TB think tank, the department would like to participate in such structure to be advised on the education sector TB response and ensure alignment of the sector's response to the latest and advanced TB research and development to make our schools TB-free zones. We'll expand the life orientation peer education programs to revive the Keep TB awareness campaign and implementing it in a phased-in approach. As I'm about to conclude, program directors, as a sector, we pledge our full support to the national effort to fight the scourge of TB by conducting various activities aimed at increasing knowledge and towards prevention, treatment, care and support of those who are infected amongst learners, educators also, school support staff, parents, and school communities. Schools must be TB free.
The Basic Education Department's Rural Education Directorate has visited the Western Cape Province as part of an Interprovincial Rural Education Committee study tour. The team spent time at various primary schools in the Cape Winelands district. A principal at one of the schools spoke about how her children are able to read and write and her passion for her work.
I thank you, WCD, DBE, everybody, making things easier for us. We've got Google Classroom, WCD, Google Classrooms. We've got e-portal, Cape Winelands with the online library. We've got all the stuff. So there's no time for you to moan and say, I can't do anything. At HMBs, there's no child with a dyslexia or something. They can read. Every child can read. They will read. They will read. It's a matter of you. You're the teacher, and you must teach. So, every morning I get up, getting in my car early in the morning, on my way to paradise. When I enter the school, I cannot laugh. No one morning in my whole life, there was a morning I didn't want to come to school. Because if you see this faces, I speak now without the paper, trust me. Come to school and you see this children. Lot of challenges. There's no struggling for them for anything. Nothing. They struggle with nothing at school. Nothing at school. That is not necessary.
She went on to speak about new developments at the school.
You see the projectors and the interactive whiteboards. Struggling with Wi-Fi. I don't want to struggle because it's not for me, it's for the kids. I do the same. Write letters, go to the farm owners. They put the Wi-Fi in the routers and everything. And we start working on this interactive whiteboard. But that was one of the best practices to bring the world to the children. Quality education for every child in every class at the primary school. We give them the best opportunity here. Most of my lessons are on the interactive whiteboards. Because I've got 3 grades in my class, grade 1, 2, and 3. You must organize, must plan. There's no time for you to say, I'm tired today. You must never be tired. I'm not a sick person, I'm not a moaning person. I'm a very positive lady. I like to be positive. My kids is also positive. You will see. So, then they enjoyed the interactive whiteboard. I think, ask me, I think I enjoyed the interactive whiteboard more than they, because of the colors in front of you. The world is opening for them.
After the break, we are in the Eastern Cape as the Provincial Education Department launches a fully furnished kitchen at one of its schools.
Everyone has their own definition of what education is and means. What is yours? TED is a show that seeks to challenge the status quo by inviting guests that have a role and an inspiring story to tell about their journey in education.
A lot of it is not learner-centered.
This show seeks to dive in deeper conversations in quest of answering the big question, why education when there's so much to do outside of it? Why invest energy and resources that are so impactful in our society?
You're seeing a cartoon character that looks like you counting to 10.
This show airs on DBE TV channel 122. In case you miss it, binge watch it on YouTube, DBE TV. And also don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, simply DBE TV.
Basic Education Deputy Minister Dr. Regina Mhaule has urged grade 12 learners at Begiswako Secondary School in Mpumalanga to continue to focus on their studies and ensure they do well in their final exams. Dr. Mhaule returned to the school after visiting it earlier this year to encourage learners and teachers to ensure that hands-on support is provided to some of the most underperforming schools in the district and within the circuit. The school was the worst performing school in the circuit, something the Deputy Minister says cannot happen again. She says she hopes there will be an improvement in this year's marks.
I felt that before they would go for their final examination, I must come and engage the teachers and engage the learners to see if there is an improvement. But from what I saw, there is a bit of improvement. That's why now I'll meet with those learners that did not do well, just to try and encourage them, but we'll also greet the entire grade 12 cohort to speak with them, to encourage them that let them use every minute fruitfully, that they must pass their examination. That stigma that they have from last year, it must just go out. And we appreciate their attitude. They are so positive, teachers are so positive, and the extra mile the teachers are taking, because they remain with the learners even in the afternoon, and they help those learners who did not make it during the final exam. But now we're waiting for the analysis of the trial examination. It will tell us if they are going to pass.
She's also reminded teachers that they are at the school for a purpose and should ensure they leave an indelible mark on all learners' lives.
Hey, against all odds, you were able to be a teacher. So take the work as if you are not working for the Department of Education. You are working for God, the one who purposed you against difficult circumstances at home. And Masina Bulela had an opportunity to speak about ourselves, all of us. It was very difficult. It was not a matter that you just became a teacher. It's God supporting you against all odds that you became a teacher. So make sure that I do my work diligently and faithfully to please the one who made me to survive to be a teacher. I think that's the attitude that we must adopt. And again, remember that this child is in your hands, and you are the one who's supposed to channel the future of this child. If you allow the child to fall in the cracks, and yet God said, I have a purpose about this child. And the purpose like when accountable.
Eastern Cape Education MEC Fundile Gade has officially launched the new kitchen at Tandulwazi Primary School in the Buffalo City municipality. The fully furnished school, which cost over 600,000 rand, was a collaboration between the Basic Education Department and Tiger Brands Foundation. This is in a bid to ensure more learners benefit from the National School Nutrition Program, which is a government intervention program aimed at enhancing the educational experience of learners from poor backgrounds. The program intends to address barriers to learning associated with hunger and malnutrition. Meals provided to learners follow the food-based dietary guidelines as stipulated by the Department of Health, which offer a variety of food items, including fresh vegetables and fruit. On a daily basis, nationally, more than 9 million children receive a nutritious meal through the program, while the Eastern Cape province feeds 1.8 million learners daily.
We are today welcoming that gesture today, and we are also encouraging other institutions of learning to participate in the province and also assist in ensuring that we create school gardens so that we can get as much fresh food as possible, so that you can be able at least to link the Food Hubs program of Dr. Da as a department with the institutions of learning we have in the program, so that you minimize unnecessarily cash flight outside of the communities. If we can respond to the local economic development strategy of municipalities in this particular context, at least very few families will have no food to go to bed with.
That's how we end this bulletin this week on Channel 122 on OpenView and on YouTube. Thank you for watching.